But now we can get into a conversation about an alien movie.
This is going to be a big conversation.
This is going to be it.
Based on what we talk about bloody Prometheus for the last 6 months.
Oh yeah.
Fuck this movie.
I've got notes here. I've got a whole page of notes.
Man, fuck this movie, right? Just fuck. I can't wrap my head around this fucking movie.
There's a few things.
Spoilers from the get-go on this one. Because
spoilers all over.
Man.
Spoilers all over the fucking shop.
Oh.
There's a few things. There's a
fucking load of things. I'm already off on this one. I can't.
I want to start off with one thing.
Right.
Is that it's great to see another alien film.
Right.
Ridley Scott.
That's debatable.
Was it 5 years since Prometheus or something? It's been like 5 years.
4, I think, wasn't it?
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I don't know. But
that's how much we care. We don't know fucking nothing about these movies.
When we did the commentary for Prometheus, we were watching it.
Find it now on our YouTube channel.
I was like...
See, that was a plug.
Oh, that was a plug.
See how smooth that was.
There's going to be a little floating button where you can click on it. Not really.
No.
Can't be asked to do that. But
this fucking movie, man.
But when we watched Prometheus...
Yeah.
And the soundtrack and the vibe of the film and the cinematography, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, because I hadn't seen Prometheus for a while.
Yeah.
And watching Covenant, like, I had those same vibes. So
right.
Off the bat, loved the vibes. I loved that it had this Prometheus feel to it, and it also had a bit of alien kind of injected into it. That's just my first little comment. Is I like that they mixed those.
Yeah.
But then it went down a shitter.
Can I sum up what I think the problem was? The alien.
The alien. Also, they broke the films.
They broke the film.
They broke Prometheus.
Yeah, they broke Prometheus. They broke the original Alien.
Well, technically we don't know that.
I don't count the Alien versus Predator movies.
No, neither do I. Yeah.
They're not canon to me.
Yeah.
But even then, they fucked them too.
They did break the Alien movies. Like, I don't want to skip to the end, but basically Alien...
Fuck it, spoiler time. This is we've been talking about this for months now.
The original Alien is 20 years after this film. So, but things that happen...
I think it's 10.
Or 10.
No,
but it's after.
20. You're right.
So
Yeah,
I think it is
20.
I don't know. I read somewhere it was 20.
Yeah, this film's 10 years after Prometheus.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just start from the top. All right. So
They
I did like the opening scene with David, and wearing the like white lycra.
Yeah, and he turns him on, and he's a bit of a he's scary as shit, right?
He's fucked.
The moment you turn him on, you're like, fucking hell. And he's looking at you like at that.
Does he have a wife? Because I'm frightened for her.
Just waking up at night, just looking at you in his white lycra bloody nightgown. You're like, fuck, what's up? Just getting some milk, dear.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. Franco. I thought he was gonna have a.
Franco got killed right off, didn't he? I like that.
He was. No, I did like that as well. Actually, a lot of people were pissed.
But here's the thing now, though, with that is again an issue with this movie was the viral marketing.
Yes, I know.
And they had that whole prologue scene where they're all drinking before they go into the sleep.
Yeah,
And if you didn't see that, do you give a shit about the people on the ship now?
Not as much, but that's a thing for me. That's a thing for me as well. There's so many things. Like, I like that there were relationships on that ship.
But the relationships on the ship, relationship.
Yeah,
ship. They're all married.
Yeah,
they're men and women.
I thought that was good.
There's like 1,000.
The reason why I like that.
We don't have to explain the goddamn plot. People have seen this. We're spoiling the hell out of this.
Yeah, people have seen it.
So fuck it, everyone. If you haven't seen it, stop listening because it's getting crazy. But to me, it felt like somebody at the studio watched Prometheus and said, fuck that, Ridley, just fucking make Alien.
Yes.
And he said, all right.
Yeah.
Ridley being a prick that he is, he made a movie and then stuck alien bits on the start and the end.
Yeah.
Because to me, the start, like the first 30 minutes is a remake of Alien.
Yeah.
And the last 20 minutes is just bullshit.
The last 20 minutes didn't need to happen.
No.
So,
that's what I'm saying. If you got rid of Alien,
yeah,
you've got this amazing Prometheus follow-up.
Yeah.
Which is like, David's a fucking psycho.
Yeah. That's the best. David
and Walter.
Walter, yeah. I wrote his name down. I knew I was going to forget it. Them two they make the film.
Yeah.
Just going back to...
That's the film I wanted to watch.
I like the family part of it because when there was a death, it meant a bit more. It meant more like, holy shit, they're fucking dead.
But that's what I mean with the prologue, which I'd seen.
No, but even
if they had kept that in the movie, I think it would have mattered more.
It would have made a lot more difference. I agree.
When Franco dies, it's fun to watch because you're like, fuck Dave Franco.
Yeah. No one cares there. But then even the reaction.
If they had the thing of just the start of it, that 5 minutes
it would have
made a big difference.
It would have helped, for sure. A lot of people I think thought he was going to be in it more because he was like a famous actor.
Because he's famous,
But that's just one thing. But
just one of many things in this film.
One of many.
Like walking out of this movie, I still don't know how I feel because it's like a Prometheus. Everything that I liked, I adored.
Yeah.
But everything that they fucked up, they fucked up. And more so than Prometheus because Prometheus was called.
They didn't answer Prometheus either.
But that's the thing. Prometheus was called Prometheus, and we've talked about it. And we did it in the commentary. Like Ridley Scott didn't really want to make an Alien movie. He kind of stuck an Alien in at the end again.
Yeah.
And this one's the same thing of like Ridley Scott has something he's trying to make.
Yep.
And the studio are saying, "Can you call it Alien Covenant?"
Yeah. Here's
and
the thing.
He has to make an Alien movie out of it.
We discussed this in Prometheus. Prometheus wasn't called Alien for a reason. He didn't want it. He didn't want Alien
in that world.
He didn't want that selling it either.
Yeah.
Whereas, so this is the Prometheus didn't really get the best reviews or ratings.
No.
So, like you said, he was told that it needs to have an alien in it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Prometheus 2 or fuck your whatever the other name he had for it. We're gonna have to call it Alien because we want people to come in through the door. They want people to see it in a cinema, and he needed to put classic alien horror in it as well, and he did. But like you said, he did it in the beginning and at the end.
Yeah, he just bookends it. He's like, he just knows that like the fucking studio are only gonna watch the first 10 minutes.
The last 20 minutes of that film did not that xenomorph on the thing.
That's bullshit.
That is like that was awful. Like I almost was just like
looks
tuning
good
out by then. So.
But I could not give a fuck what happened there.
It did not need to happen. But then the fucking David
and Walter.
David and Walter, awesome. And then the fight. I thought it was a little bit too obvious with the fight. And then it was just like, oh, who's alive? And his hair's cut and all that lot. I thought that was
Here's the thing about that.
Dumb, actually.
That's one thing we should go into that really... It pissed me off after I left the cinema.
What's that?
In the cinema, it got me. The twist that David was Walter.
Interesting.
Sorry, Walter's... Whatever the fuck the situation is. That David was there.
Right.
And it got me because they fucked me over. When I was watching it, I watched the end of the fight and he comes out and he's got the cut on his cheek like he'd been knifed.
Sure.
And I thought, it's fucking David. David stunned himself over. And then when he's watching the screen and the aliens running around and she's screaming at him, Daniels is screaming at him to close the damn doors.
Yeah. And
he goes kind of like silent for a minute. I was like, it's David.
Yeah.
But then he helps them out and then he's reacting and all that. And then I was watching when he's healing his face and was looking under his chin.
Right.
Because remember he gets stabbed with the bloody nail.
Yeah.
And I thought that's going to be the giveaway. They're going to have a little scar under his bloody neck.
Sure.
And I watched the shit out of that. I saw this in IMAX, so I couldn't have missed it. There's no scar.
Right.
So I thought it's Walter.
Ah, okay.
And I thought the moment when he's not helping them with the alien, Walter's kind of like taking over, being like...
Taking over him, but not, it's still...
Yeah, Walter's sort of like, because he'd spent so much time with David,
he's
kind of like, maybe I'll just let this play out.
Yeah, maybe he's right, yeah.
And then at the end, it's David. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't see it coming. Yeah. That's crazy. I left the cinema, remembered the fucking scar on the chin. I was like, you bastards. Because you got me, not because you had a good twist, but because you lied. There should have been a scar.
I have to look out for that. I mean, I kind of just the way the film
But that's like
going,
a tiny thing for me that I'm like, you absolutely knew what you were doing by not having a scar there.
Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't notice
because someone like me watching it would be like, oh, it's David or it's Walter, not David.
Yeah.
Because David can't heal himself like that quick or at all or whatever.
I did love that David was just completely. He's just been abandoned there or whatever because they crashed. So
10
he was
years
just like, I hated what they did with Shaw from the
just kill her off screen.
I thought that was balls.
Like everything to do with Alien, pissed me off when I think about it.
Right.
But all the other stuff, I thought was amazing. Like, just to balance it out, one of the most amazing things in it was when they go to the whatever it is, the Acropolis or that city.
Yeah.
And they come around and there's that gate with all the bodies.
Yeah.
And then you walk in and there's more bodies. And I'm like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that in a movie.
Yeah.
It's got all this like shades of like Pompeii, with all these people frozen in death.
Yeah.
And I didn't put it together that was what David had done at first.
Right.
I was just like, something happened, or the alien spore or whatever.
Sure.
So I was like, that's cool. And I'm like, but what was happening with Shaw?
Yeah.
Making the eggs and all that. I'm just like,
I mean, he would have killed her or just taken her. Well, she never would have woken up from the cryo sleep or whatever, and then he was experimenting with her.
Yeah, and he's trying to get to the point of like making the perfect creature.
Yeah.
So he makes the eggs.
So that's the whole thing.
But if you watch Aliens,
throws me off. Yeah.
There's the queen alien.
So that's
who
my
lays
number one
eggs.
thing. I've written it down here. I've got it bold.
Yeah.
Is that so? David at the end coughs up these little
two
embryos
little things,
because he's
little
basically
Adam and Eve
he's trying to perfect, isn't he? He's trying to perfect, and that's why we see.
Now he's got 1,000 people to test on. Yeah.
The xenomorph at the end and stuff, and he's like, "This could be the perfect one" or whatever.
Yeah.
So what happens with the alien and the queen alien? Also, didn't we see like alien carvings in Prometheus and stuff?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So like, what is time travel?
Like none of it makes sense because the only solution I could come up with in my head, because I was really trying to think this through, is that David is as brilliant as the engineers,
right?
And both of them, given all the information they've had, would reach the same answer. So thousands of years ago, the engineers created the eggs. And they've realized this is the perfect way of making it.
Right.
And then thousands of years later, David is like the next generation of humans.
Sure.
He's good as the engineers.
Engineer.
And now he realizes
I guess that's the only way. Yeah.
But it still fucks up the timeline.
Weird. Yeah.
Like, instead of why wasn't Shaw the queen alien or something like that?
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't know, maybe it makes sense. Like the original Alien movie, they find the eggs. There's no queen on that planet. The eggs are
on
just
that one. Yeah.
So maybe you can just engineer the eggs without the queen. But it's just one of those questions of like, no one fucking asked.
No, I know. Yeah.
No one gave a shit where the eggs came from, or if there was a white alien before there was a other alien.
Yeah.
Why did the movie spend so much fucking time on that?
It's almost like he said, like he was forced, like he was starting off with Prometheus, and he was like, you need to put some alien in here. It needs to be called Alien. The whole birth thing really pissed me off. Like the fact that it was like burst out the back of the chest or whatever. Within like 5 minutes, it was like a fully
he's running around.
I hated that. Like I really, really did hate that.
And then when the alien comes out of the chest, like he's only in there for like 10 minutes, and he's knocked out, and David's throwing stones, and he wakes up an alien.
But even then, there was a face hugger on his face for about 2 seconds.
Yeah,
like how the hell did the
like the original alien was like a couple of days
properly on, and then it dies, doesn't it?
Yeah, it dies.
So this one, like within,
it's on there,
he cut it off, and he's got his face melted.
Yeah, it can't be like more than an hour that thing's on.
Yeah,
impregnates him, and then the thing that comes out of him is like a full alien. Like this is the thing. Everything I hate about this movie is to do with Alien.
Yeah.
Like, just don't make the alien bit. Make the bit about this crazy psycho robot. And then there's this normalized like robot that cares about people.
Yeah.
And the two of them having this talk.
Yeah.
And like, how do they deal with
both
being
of them
intelligent?
Talking about it is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like that could have been even longer. It was like a fairly long scene, but it was like it could have been longer.
And the CG was great.
They weren't
wasn't
going
it?
on about it. Oh yeah. Like
the camera going back and forth, and it's two fast benders, and this is cool. It's kind of sexy. Kissing.
I think it was
kissing a lot of people in this. It was weird. We went mental. I like that. Like people like, why is he mental? It's like, because he is mental. We talked about this in Prometheus of what's David trying to do? Nothing. David's just fucking mental. Like that's he's not human. He doesn't think like we think. He doesn't have motivations like us. He can just be you know what, I'm gonna make this person an alien, and I'm gonna cut this bitch open, and I'm gonna send all these alien spores down to kill this whole race of engineers. Like, he's a fucking mental case. But he's so charming and brilliant, and he completely believes in himself that it's great. But then Walter catches him because he mispronounces it. He gets the poet wrong.
Right.
He says the poem. And he's saying it's Byron. And he says it was Shelley.
Right.
And he says if one piece is wrong and it ruins the whole orchestra. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's genius. Yeah. Just like you're not right. There's something wrong on you.
There's a virus in you.
Yeah. And as much as you think you're perfect, you got that wrong. You're not all there anymore.
Yeah. I like it when they're like fighting away and he thinks he's got Walter, and then Walter comes back. He's like, you should be dead. He goes, we've made some upgrades.
Yeah.
There's a couple of lines.
iOS High Sierra.
Yeah. A couple of lines I liked. But what else I got written down here? I had to write it down because I had like a massive list of it. So
well, there's loads in it. Like if we excuse the original timeline by saying that David is as smart as the engineers and that he created the same alien. He didn't create the alien.
No.
It's just that him pissing about, he's like, oh, this is the best way of doing it. Which is kind of what would happen if you had regular engineers working on a project.
Yeah.
Like if you give people all the technology, they're going to build the same type of Ferrari. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you put all the parts together, it's like, oh, this is the best thing. This is how you get a Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah.
This is how you make 1,000 horsepower car. 2 engineers who are just as smart as each other would solve the problems the same way. So I can give it that excuse of like, fine, the original alien, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But with Prometheus, just everything in that got thrown out the window. And it just, there's so many problems with that just never get answered and look worse now. Yeah. Like Shaw, why did David kill her? Like I know I already said he's a psycho, but you never see her get killed.
That's the whole thing. Is like you end Prometheus with the ship taking off, and they're gonna go find the homeworld, and then suddenly she's been experimented on, and like he's trying to hide it. He's gone insane, but they don't explain any of that. They just kill her off. Boom, she's gone. The other thing is, I'm just fucking fed up of them. Like these ships that they're going around. Like there's another ship which they're going. Walking around this ship again, like in Prometheus, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah,
in Alien
they do.
I know they do it in Alien. It's just, it seems like they've just got this set and they're just using the same set.
They use the same set,
yeah. Like I know they're rebuilding it in real life, but still, it's just like, okay, we're seeing Alien Walls. It's like, it makes me really, really appreciate Alien 2 so much. How they changed it up, you know. And to be honest, even number 3. But I'm just fed up with this bloody crash ship, and it's very similar formula to Prometheus. Like I know I said the trailer looked like it, but watching this film, I'm like, holy shit! Like they're doing very similar things here.
Yeah.
Also, who goes down to an alien planet?
Oh, don't get started
without a suit, like without a visor.
To me, that's like
these are scientists.
That's the Prometheus problem of like Ridley Scott.
But even in Prometheus, they had a fucking visor.
But what I mean is like. Ridley Scott in this movie, he had the things he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then he had the other shit that he was forced or like kind of.
It was very, very
so
obvious
he's just like,
he was asked
how
to do
I get
things.
from here to here?
It was very obvious he was asked to do certain things.
Yeah.
Like he was like, you have to put this in and this and this in.
Yeah, we
and
want
like
this. Yeah. So I just think like he just did not give a fuck about like making the stupidest idiotic people just so he can get to where he wants to get. He wants to get to David and Walter.
Yeah.
And he wants to get to the alien engineers and the fact that they all got slaughtered.
Yeah.
And he wants to do all that, but he has to get all these stupid humans there. And he's just like, doesn't put 5 seconds thought in. He's like, oh, he stands on this thing and it goes in his ear. He gets one in his ear. That gives these 2, and then they go over there. And everyone's like, sure, really, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like it makes no sense because this is 10 years after Prometheus.
Yeah.
So why would they be less intelligent and less thing? And in Alien, they have suits and like these are supposed to be taking care of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Why would they go to a planet that has a fucking distress signal? And nobody's like, well, this seems really fishy.
Yeah.
Why is there a human song coming from this planet we've never seen before?
I found that
it's like you're walking down the street and then like this big scary house with a guy with a knife is standing in the front door. You're like, never seen this house before. Let's go walk in there. You know, it's just he just didn't care. He just like I need to get them here, and I need to get them there, and I need this guy dead, and I need this ship blown up, so that these guys are stuck over here.
The other thing I thought was with the
and it's
engineers,
stupid, and it takes you out of the movie.
Yeah, I know it does. With the engineers as well, you know, when he dropped all that shite on them, surely they've got another fucking city. Surely they don't all just live there.
Yeah.
Like this is a huge. Like they created us. You know, it's just like surely they've got like a massive complex somewhere else. And somewhere else. You know.
Well, I guess they're so advanced. There's only so many of them.
I guess so, but
we're making excuses for.
Yeah.
Although I guess. There might be another city on the planet.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
We just didn't see it.
We don't know.
And then the alien eventually went and took them over.
Yeah.
But it's there's just so many things. You're just like, what is happening?
Yeah. It was, especially with the ending of the last 20 minutes of the xenomorph or whatever. Like it was just.
I totally checked out.
I think actually I would have cut that bit out, and I would have loved the film even. Well, I liked it, but I would have liked it more. But then there's one thing that's been happening because I watched it just yesterday.
Yeah.
Now that I've had that kind of sit, there is the whole fucking Prometheus vibes and Ridley Scott vibes, which I'm really, really enjoying. After I finished the film, I think it's because of the 20-minute xenomorph shite at the end. Yeah. I was just like, I just knew that.
You're just numb.
I knew it was forced in the film, so I was kind of annoyed by it. But then now that I've had time to kind of digest it all, I'm like, there was some cool stuff, you know. Like I like them on their planet in the wheat fields, you know, that fight in the wheat fields. Where they're all, you know, little things like that where
little green laser beams going everywhere.
Yeah. There was some, and just like I keep saying it, but the kind of that space vibe that he pulls off is so good. Like you rarely see it. I love that shit, but
yeah. That's the thing. It just kind of leaves you in the middle of like, I don't know.
It didn't.
I want to see another one.
Oh well, that leads me on to.
These films are just like in so much of a mess now.
They've cancelled Alien 5.
They have?
So, yeah, they cancelled it. And
this is Alien 5.
So
Alien 6. Wait, Alien.
No, Alien 5 was technically going to be after Resurrection.
True, yeah. Prometheus.
So, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, those guys are all prequels. But apparently they were going to do an Alien 5. They cancelled it.
Right.
Because of this film. Didn't do too well. Apparently they're doing District 10 instead. So, like, I'm not sure who.
Neil Blomkamp, yeah.
So, but Alien 5 is completely off the books now. So, which I'm not surprised by because I don't want to see, because I think that being called Alien 5 as well, I think that would just be
confusing,
a full-on alien film anyway. Yeah. And I don't really want to see that. I wanted to see a continuation of Prometheus, but a nice continuation. This one didn't answer like hardly anything. So, and then David at the end creating the things just like really fucked the timeline up. Like,
and like I don't want to see another alien movie.
No, I don't want to see an alien film.
But that's what they keep trying to make. Like they were like, put guys on a ship, have the alien chase them. It's like you're just going down the Halloween. Friday the 13th.
I wrote down this. It's like they wanted a Prometheus with a classic horror, like alien film.
Yeah,
I was like, but for me personally, there was nothing wrong with Prometheus. It didn't like there were things wrong. But I enjoyed Prometheus. I wanted to see a continuation and better it. Yeah. And continue the story.
And just forget the alien
part. Whereas,
but no one's going to bankroll a movie.
But no one's going to do that because the fact that they put alien on the front of the title, and they put like we were at a Union Station and it has alien everywhere.
Yeah.
And then so people are going in to expect that. I did read a couple of reviews, and there are people out there that loved the fact that the xenomorph was in the end, and that was one of their favorite parts. Yeah, but that's their kind of audience. They were going for like...
People love the alien in the same way people love Freddy Krueger.
Sure.
That doesn't make a movie.
It doesn't mean that just shove them in there and you're going to make money. And it proves it.
Yeah, an alien is cool because of that. Like, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott does not want to make that movie.
No. Yeah.
So he's stuck in this weird zone of like, he has a movie he wants to make.
Yeah.
And the only way they're going to give him money is if he sticks an alien in there. Yeah, and you get this bastardized mess of a film.
Oh yeah.
And you just walk out being like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
I'm not in any rush to see it again.
And like the question I asked earlier, with like one of them was like, is there anything I would take out of this movie? I'm like, yeah, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
Like
it's weird. Like for
there's two movies and they're just fucking There's 3 movies because Prometheus is in there too.
It is, yeah. For me, it's a bit different because with Prometheus, even like the slow parts, I loved the slowness of the film.
But that's because the pacing was all perfectly done.
I loved it, yeah. Whereas Alien, it was just like, it was too quick. It was jamming too much in. If they did another Prometheus, honestly, if they just did another Prometheus, we carried it on, I would have loved it. But it was too obvious that his hand was being forced.
Yeah.
And then also just like, just little things as in the alien bursting out and becoming full on like creature within like a minute or 2 or 5 minutes. That was shite. Xenomorph.
Like everything that's shite is just clearly him trying to get it done with.
Yeah.
It's like they have to go to the planet. Would they wear spacesuits? No, they just fucking walk around. He'll stand on that thing.
Yeah, when you dissect
like even that thing, like the spores and all that. It's like that's just to get them infected as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It's literally stand on it, goes in your ear, you're done.
Yeah.
Like that takes 10 minutes for that little white one to come out.
The scene where it came out his back, I feel like it was longer in a trailer than it was in the film, you know? Like, I don't know, I was expecting it to be a bit more like the original Alien.
And they're stupid in the trailer. It's like she's closing the door and there's blood everywhere and they're like, quarantine this fucker.
And I really...
No, we'll just take him back.
I really did not like the shower scene. I was like, it just threw me out of it. Like,
it's just I don't know. It's like it's a horror movie cliche. It's like we need to kill these two. Yeah. Oh, they're in the shower. Why is the alien like on the glass and fucking putting the tail up?
And they just wanted to do the whole through the mouth.
Through the mouth, yeah.
One very odd...
Why doesn't he kill anything with his hands? He's got giant clawed hands.
Another really odd thing. What was the fucking fingering joke all about?
Oh, the bloody I'll do the fingering.
That was a weird thing.
So I don't even know if it was a joke or I giggled, but it's like
that was like Fassbender off the cuff or something.
Yeah. With himself, he's just like I'll finger myself.
I was a little bit thrown off by that actually.
I kind of let it slide because I'm like, yeah, David's a twisted prick.
Yeah. Well, it kind of helped that in a way. Like I also wrote down here in bold, David is a creepy fuck.
Yeah, he is.
Like Fassbender, he like really did carry that film. Like both of them talking to each other was awesome.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like as a horror movie idea, the Fassbender character of David is just like that creepy haunted house kind of thing. Of like this weird guy doing experiments.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. But they pissed on it by putting an alien in there.
No, I know, yeah.
If you had just had the Convenant land.
Yeah.
And it's just David being this freaky fucker, like, who looks like he's helping them, but you realize, like, oh, there's this ship on the mountain, and he killed this girl, and you're like, oh wow, this guy's a twisted freak.
Yeah.
And didn't have the alien shit, could have been a great movie.
Yeah. That's not what people want to see.
No, I think they could have sold it like that.
I don't know.
But the problem with trying to sell it like that is that you're dealing with David and Shaw. And Prometheus, and you have all this lag.
Yeah, people were affected.
So you have to bring these characters in. So you can't introduce Michael Fassbender as David, as this crazy guy on a planet, without having a link, which is
basically
there's aliens.
Alien Covenant is what they wanted Prometheus to be, but when Prometheus was slow moving, they asked for Prometheus. Yeah, people just were expecting the alien.
That's exactly what I think. If Alien Covenant had come out when Prometheus came out, people would have been
happy. Yeah, they would have been really happy. Yeah.
Ridley's back. He's making an alien movie, and then Ridley didn't do that, and now they're just like, fix it.
Yeah,
and he can't.
I think
because
that's
what he wants to do and what the writers are trying to shoehorn in.
Yeah,
you end up with questions like that giant fossilized monster in Alien.
Yeah,
he had a chest burster break.
Yeah. And
there was eggs all around that ship. How did David do that?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just everything, because that happened thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Because that the space jockey ship is there for thousands of years, hundreds of years.
Yeah, totally.
So like timelines don't work.
Yeah.
The movies don't work anymore.
But I know.
It's just, he's making the face huggers and he's designing them and they look different than they did in the other movies. And you're just like, God damn it! Just make the movie.
What have you done?
Just make the movie where the one robot fingers the other robot. That's all I wanted to see. That's what I loved. I loved all that.
It's upsetting. I was super happy.
Like, here's one thing that I don't think even got enough attention, and I think they passed on it. Was this great beat where David takes Walter out into the garden,
right?
And that's when he says the poem of Ozymandias. He says a bit of the poem.
Yeah,
it's a great poem, and he's looking out over all the dead people and what he's done.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, and then he cries and he puts the flower on Shaw's grave, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he knows how horrible a monster he is.
Sure.
But he's still doing it. But they left that. Then they just went like then the crazy monster route of like, he's gonna rape Daniels or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He kills Walter, and I don't know. Like there were so many great little things in it. I'm like, this is brilliant. This is a movie I want to watch.
Yeah, it's just
but you put
mangled
in an hour
with all the other stuff as well.
Just a car crash of a movie. But that's the thing. When you see a car crash, you want to look at it.
I know.
So I'm looking at this going, kind of want to watch it again, just because I just want to see.
I will watch it again for sure when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever.
Maybe
but
we'll do a
I'm not in
commentary.
any. Yeah, we should do because there's lots of little points.
Yeah,
there's lots of little points which we'll miss and like. But I think you hit it on the head when you were like, it's Prometheus. It's all these things nailed into one, like trying to nail it into one. It's Prometheus. They wanted a bit of Alien in there. His hand was being forced for sure, and then I can't remember what else you said. You put a nail in the head. No, I can't remember.
Ridley's drunk when he made it. That's what I say. But that's the thing, like a Ridley Scott movie, as bad as it can be, still something you want to watch.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, I don't know what's going on, but it looks great.
That's the thing.
It's not enough.
That's the thing.
But it's sort of like,
it is
there's so many good ideas in there.
Yeah. The soundtrack as well, that was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it started, I was like, I'm well into this. And then even in the middle of it, I was like, I can see where they're going. Okay, like chest busters or back busters. Or they're a bit quick. What's going on here? And then it really just hit me the last 20 minutes with the thing. And I was like, I can see exactly what's happened here. What the fuck?
I would have.
And also actually out of everyone, all the actors and stuff, just okay. Like I thought Shaw did a really good job in Prometheus.
Danny McBride was good.
So he wasn't bad. Yeah, he wasn't bad. But the lead, I don't know the lead female actor. I wasn't. Basically Ripley number 5 or whatever.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Daniels is the character.
Wasn't 100% on her. So I don't know. I just.
But it's the same. Like every one of them has to have a Ripley. Has to have a curly brown-haired girl. And come on. Like she goes from her husband dying in a fiery bloody death.
Yeah.
And then like having a breakdown. Then she has this great moment with Walter about like building the cabin. That first moment when she's thinking like, what am I supposed to do now? And Walter's like, you build your cabin.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a great moment. The character there is good, but it always seems like that kind of Shaw character being weakish, kind of like just forced along.
Sure.
And then at the end of it, she's like dangling off the fucking thing, shooting the alien, hitting it with the claw, and I'm like, what movie is this? Where did this come from?
Yeah.
Like she's freaking out the whole time, and now she's like action fucking, star,
Power Ranger or whatever.
Which I guess is like, it's like Alien with Sigourney Weaver. It was like, she kind of needed to do it to survive.
Yeah,
you got Walter there. Let him do it. He's invincible and strong.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then there's like so many plot holes that like I've seen other people bring up that I also thought about when I was leaving. I'm like, oh, okay, that wasn't just me. Like Prometheus, the ship, no one went looking for it. Like they knew where the ship was going.
Right, yeah.
So like I also like finding people's solutions to it, and one of the solutions is just that was highly classified, and what's his name, Whalen, never told anybody.
Right.
So that's why no one went looking for the planet, because he kept it for a secret.
Makes sense.
Like, okay, fine. Then there's other things like, why does the ship not recognize David as Walter? Like, why is there not a warning on that? Like a microchip in him being like, this is a David model.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing of like, why can he override the security?
Yeah.
So then there was the thing of like, the Mother program was based off the David intelligence network.
Right.
So he made David, then he made Mother. So David is Mother.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, fine.
There's always an explanation.
But the thing is like, these shouldn't be explanations. These shouldn't be things you're having to find.
But sometimes those
that often.
No, not that often.
Because there's so many in this. Like, why is this?
Yeah.
Why is Shaw? That's the other thing, actually, now I think about it. Shaw didn't die. She gets killed at some point in the 10 years.
Yes.
Because she sends out that signal.
Yeah.
Which is the song.
Yeah.
Why is she sending out a song? What was she doing? Was it a warning or a call for help?
Right.
In which case, warn people or call for help. Don't fucking sing a 100-year-old human
Could
song.
it have been David that sent the song off though?
No, because remember they go to see the hologram.
Yeah.
And it's Shaw at the desk. And she's singing it.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, I don't understand that one.
Right.
Because she's using it to send signals out.
Right,
Maybe that's why David killed her.
Yeah.
Again, another thing of like, you have to explain it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to explain so many. I do like films where they keep you guessing a little bit.
Which is what Prometheus was for me. There's things that, like you said, like that
well, the whole ending to it was seeing the ship go off. You're like, oh, I wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
And
but I
suddenly
love the cave, which like what happened? Why did all those guys get killed? Was there a leakage?
Yeah.
And then there's the whole the paintings and the murals and stuff. And it's like, oh, did they worship the alien or whatever?
And there was an alien.
There's an alien. There's
like
clearly a Jesus kind of alien with its head down.
Meaning that David, after all of that,
made the exact same thing.
But made the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's just like, so.
Which you explained like parallel thinking. They both had the idea and they both realized this is the best way.
Yeah. I think.
But why is making an egg a better way of making an alien than those spores that go in his ear and then make an alien?
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot easier than the facehugger, right?
Yeah.
Like the facehugger, you got to look.
I guess he's trying to perfect it.
There's not even point talking about that stupid fucker, that the captain who looks in on the bloody egg.
No, idiot. Like
fucking
again,
moron.
that's another.
A stupid guy.
We need to put this in here.
We need to get to a chest burster.
Yeah, we need to get to one of those. Let's put some scientists down on a planet without, head masks and stuff like that. They're fucking scientists. They're on an alien
Walter
planet.
Down.
There's wheat here. Why is wheat here?
And the other thing about that pissed the hell out of me off was, what did they say? It was like a 7-week journey. No, it's 7 years.
7 years or a week.
And it was like a couple of weeks or something to wherever.
Yeah.
They spend a couple of weeks obviously sitting in that ship farting about.
Yeah.
Then they get to the planet and then there's a storm.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we can't go down in this storm. Oh, we'll take the shuttle down. Couldn't wait.
Yeah.
What was the rush?
I know.
You've been spending weeks getting there and then you're like, oh, we have to go through. We can't wait for this storm to clear.
And that's the whole thing as well. I got some Prometheus vibes from that. I got the captain going, hey, you guys, there's a storm coming in. This and that. And I was like, it's fucking Idris again.
I know, it's the same
Idris
thing again.
Oh, there's a ship.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same shape. Oh, it's that ship. It's just like that. Like again, it was just like, oh, I'm seeing the same things. A soundtrack. I'm seeing that vibe. Oh, it's fun. But then it's like
even the very opening shot was the same or not the very opening, but I remember one of my favorite shots in Prometheus is you see the tiny ship going across the screen like that.
Right.
And then they do that at the start where the Alien Covenant title comes up and you see the little ship going. It's just a little dot on the thing.
It's the little things.
But it's that thing of like...
It's not going to help it.
He's half remaking, half rebooting, half reimagining.
Yeah.
But it's none of those things because it's still an Alien movie.
Yeah. Needs to take more of a risk.
Why was Shaw's goddamn dog tags hanging in the ship?
Just look.
Because she clearly left the ship.
Yeah.
Because she sent the signal and David killed her down in the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's all like set up for me.
Actually, now that I think about it, David launched all the pods that killed everybody before they'd landed.
Yeah, well,
which means Shaw was still alive. Because Shaw sent the signal after they'd crashed.
I guess so, yeah.
And he killed Shaw on the planet because he cuts her open. So was she part of it? Did she say, Leia, let's
this
kill?
is all good? So, yeah.
Fuck.
More questions.
More stupid questions.
And we probably won't find out unless there's a behind the scenes. That was the last thing I wrote down here is, will deleted scenes help this? Are they going to cover this up? Like
Prometheus had deleted scenes that did help.
Yeah, is it gonna patch it up? I don't think it's patchable, but I think they could maybe explain if maybe there was a couple of deleted scenes with the whole where they're
when Shaw lands and all that.
Yeah. I mean, if there are, why the fuck cut them out? So.
My movie would have been based on what they had here. The Covenant goes to the first planet, finds all the shit there.
Yeah.
Then finds a signal because remember at the end of that movie she leaves that signal saying anybody who finds this, stay away.
Oh, sure. And that's what leads them to... Yeah.
Then the Covenant goes after that.
Yeah.
And they go to the planet.
Yeah.
Then you have the horror movie, which is David. And David looks like he's all right.
Yeah.
And then you have all this reveal of like, oh, he's a fucking mental case.
Yeah.
And you don't have any alien in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just not going to sell for them. They'd want to see more aliens.
Or there's already an alien egg there.
Sure.
That he's protecting.
Yeah.
Like a perfect egg. That like,
yeah. Actually, that would be pretty cool. And he's like super protective over it. And they're like, what the hell are you doing here? And then that's where
and he doesn't necessarily make it. He just realizes it's perfect.
Yeah. And then like there's a big scene where it's just like they're saying like, are you fucked?
Yeah.
Are you fucked in the head or whatever? And then halfway through the scene, it fucking comes out.
And then you have an alien movie or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe it grabs them and it's on their face, and then David just doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
he
just leaves them.
He's like, perfect. Yeah, like that.
Because in Alien, the original movie, the reason they go to LV429, whatever the bloody number is, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Is because they get a signal, right? And it's what is it? The mother on the ship says that they have to go. It's a command that's brought in from Weyland-Yutani.
Right.
If anybody gets a signal from a planet, they have to go.
Right.
So all you've got to do is have the Covenant discovers David, discovers his alien life forms, and that's what leads to the command into the system, which leads you into Alien.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain that David made the fucking aliens.
Yeah.
Which is so stupid.
No, I know.
Oh, it's a good movie though.
Good movie.
Told you, man. We were going to go off on one on that one.
I know.
It's just because it's the good bits are good and the bad bits are bad.
It is. It's one of those films where, like, yes, I kind of do want to watch it again. Not for like another couple of months, but
do you think it's because we know so much and care so much?
I think
you just walked in.
I think it is. I was doing a bit of reading up on it because I was just curious to see people's thoughts on like David at the end. It really pissed me off, like what he was doing.
Yeah.
And as I was reading it, there was actually quite a few people saying like, I absolutely loved it. The xenomorph was in at the end, and like I loved that scene. Some of my favorite bits and stuff. So I was like, oh really? I was like, you literally could have cut that out of the film, and I would have preferred the film. Like I would have probably given it another star. Like I would have given it a 7 or whatever. So there are people out there, and that's exactly why they did it. It's because people want to see the alien, and they want to see a film like that.
They'll have their screams and be like, "Oh my god!" Yeah.
For me, I loved the first half of it. I was loving with the Prometheus vibes and stuff. Yeah. But that's what people didn't like about the first one. Yeah. It's hard to please everyone. But I do think they kind of mashed it up. It was a bit too Hollywood.
Yeah, and then we learned the lesson we always learn. So if you try and please everyone, you please nobody.
Yeah, and have some questions at the end, sure, but don't mess it all up with David like coughing shite up, and then you questioning just Prometheus that came before it and the legendary Alien film. Yeah, and blatantly, we're not going to get a follow up.
Maybe we will eventually. We will because they're never going to stop making Alien movies. Are
the answers going to come through a film, or is it just going to come through like commentary from Ridley Scott or something? Hopefully not, but
when the film's out on DVD, we'll definitely have to do a commentary.
I think
this is something we have to go back to.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing the Prometheus one because I just loved that film. There's obviously flaws in it and things here and there, but this one, I think this one's actually going to be a rage one because we love.
I think so. Yeah.
We love Ridley Scott. We love his films, but he just messed it up, and it's maybe not necessarily his fault.
He's telling the little bits he wants to tell, and just not paying attention to the rest. Yeah. Like he doesn't give a fuck about the stupid guys and the like. Oh, how do we get the alien? Yeah. He goes to have a cigarette and he gets a spore.
Something I did like. I'm trying to find the moments I did like.
Trying to think of
the female engineers, like they showed them off.
Oh, they did show that. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. I'm digging deep here.
You're trying to find something. Like it's like you said, when you watch it, you know there's something great in there. Yeah. And it just got shat about.
It did, and
it's like you find this, you're getting served a dinner, and it's like a beautiful piece of meat or something in the middle of it. Yeah. And you're like, if you didn't fuck around with all this bloody gravy and mash and food and all this, it would be perfect. So that's why we keep watching it. We're just like you said, that vibe, like that Ridley vibe.
Yeah.
If you could just get that, you get Prometheus.
Yeah.
And if he can just reel in, if he could just get someone telling him to reel in this part, or someone telling him no, you get Alien.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now he's at the stage of his career where he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
That's the thing.
And the studio are like, well, make sure you do this and this. And he's like, all right, fine, whatever.
Yeah, I'll throw it in there.
And it's just like, oh man, you're still brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's getting so watered down.
Yeah. One last thing was the alien at the end where it went out the locker or whatever, and like the space thing.
The thing hits him, yeah.
It was like, it kind of reminded me of bloody, I guess it was Alien 2?
Alien 1 and 2.
Alien 1 and 2,
Alien 1, she blows the door and he goes out.
So it reminded me of that again, and I was just like, surely there's another way for this thing to bloody go instead of just into the vacuum of space, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know,
but that's what it's like.
Again, it reminded me of those films.
Yeah, it's reboot time.
So,
it's like, why are you rebooting a film that's a sequel?
Yeah.
How can you make a reboot sequel?
Yeah.
Reboot, sequel, prequel as well, because it's like happening before the original Alien, and it's happening before
so many
prequel,
so
sequel,
many
reboot. Only Ridley Scott can do it.
You also mentioned something earlier on which I thought was kind of cool. It would have been great if Shaw was the Queen.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool.
Because then at least you understand what he did with Shaw.
Sure.
Instead of just making the egg.
Yeah. So.
Because there's at least 6 eggs or something back there.
Yeah, I was wondering. I couldn't. There definitely was, yeah.
And I know he said he did an experiment, so I'm guessing
Yeah.
he took some of the bodies or the corpses.
Right.
Or maybe there were other engineers on the planet that he hunted down. But like they said at one point, there's no birds, there's no wildlife. It kills everything on that planet.
Yeah.
But then you're left with the question of, where is everything? Where are all these dead bodies?
Right.
Where are all these aliens that killed all these bloody birds and bears and whatever?
Yeah.
It's just, it just doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just wants to get to what he wants to do.
I know, yeah.
And the things that he wants to do are things that I want to watch.
Those are the little things, is in the little details, is him just showing like a whole forest of dead birds, and then an alien, or like a cave where it's got 1,000 aliens in there, all on the walls. Those little scenes where it pans across, and you see that, you're like, oh god, that's good, you know.
Or like, what if you got to the point where all the aliens, because they wouldn't have all been xenomorphs, they would have been like the white ones and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like after everything's dead, they all just massacred each other.
They fight
because they're all so hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
They all just kill each other. So you have this graveyard of like alien things. You're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be the thing that David convinces the Convenant people, being like, oh yeah, I did this. I killed all these monsters. Sure. And he's like, he's a good guy.
Those are the things I'm okay with us guessing and talking about.
Yeah.
It's the more important things which piss me off, you know. So
the things that like just take you out of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we'll always remember the fingering. So a fingering moment. Yeah. I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad they made it. I'm just disappointed with where it ended up. It could have been a lot better. It could have been worse, not a lot worse, but but there's something about letting it sit for 24 hours with me where I'm like, but I do like those Prometheus Ridley vibes.
Yeah.
Like, no one does space scenes and planets and scores and, you know, just walking around a planet. Like, all of that stuff at the beginning, I was just like, I'm loving this, I'm loving this, I'm loving it. And then it just slowly went into like a Hollywood action
one
film.
of the things is I love them exploring the planet, going to the wheat and all that. But it just felt so boring because I know where they were going.
No, I know,
And then when you get there, all you find out is Shaw's dead.
Yeah.
Shaw's not there.
That was a slap in the face.
And you're just like, why am I watching 10 minutes of them? Like, the 10 minutes was great because I thought you're getting somewhere, and then you get nowhere. Yeah. You're only getting to the point of the 2 guys get sick.
Yeah.
It's like, piss off. But same as you. I'm glad I saw it. Yeah. But could have been worse. Could have been a lot better.
Could have been a lot better. Could have been a little bit worse.
Could have been a little bit worse. Could have been a lot better.
Prometheus for me was better.
Yeah.
So, I won't put it in with the other Alien films because it's weird to categorize them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
That's the world we live in now. They've all got to be in there. It's not even about being obsessed with the canon. If you like I said, if you've never seen another Alien movie, this movie doesn't make sense.
No. No, it doesn't make sense.
If I just watched this as its own movie,
yeah,
and just said it's not a sequel or anything, it's not.
You wouldn't know, but then it would mess up when you do watch Alien 1. You'd be like, well, hang on a second, what's the eggs doing here? And stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to repair that, fix that, but
I would never know. So that's our movies for this week.
That is the movie reviews for this week.
Games.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, click the subscribe button.
Yeah, and as always, you can check out the full episode on iTunes, or here it's going to be posted usually every weekend. Thanks for listening.
Oh yeah.